Hi guys, it's me, Trudy Lee, and I have with me my husband Johnny. You
Hello,
guys,
everyone.
you know he's from Iran, and I think that the people would be really interested in hearing your point of view on the death of the
Teacher.
Iranian president. Yeah. So before we get into that, about what happened in Iran, I know everybody wants to know how you're doing, how you're feeling.
I'm doing great. Thanks a lot. Lost a lots of weight and starving to death, but I'm okay.
Do you feel like you're back to normal yet?
Yeah, yeah, I'm back to normal.
So, what do you think was the most beneficial impact on your health? How did you get to feeling back to normal?
Well, I lost a lots of weight. My sugar is under control, and I don't have any of those symptoms I had: chest pain, shortness of breath, and all those things. I don't have it anymore. So far, so good.
What's your health goals?
My health goal is to go back to be a normal human being. I don't have to be in diet. I can do whatever I want to do.
Well, that's never going to happen.
Yeah, with you, it's not gonna happen.
That's not going to happen because you have to continue dieting to continue your good health, right?
Whatever.
So, do you have any advice for people that are going through the things that you went through with, your heart and having diabetes, so heart disease and diabetes? Do you have any advice for them?
Well, first of all, I didn't have any history of diabetes in my family. I believe, the most of them happened because of the medication I take for my heart. That caused, I remember my doctor,
It's not
one
for
of
your heart, it's for the cholesterol.
whatever, the
Cholesterol
closer
pills.
was a
me-
heart medication, okay, to control the heart disease. And my heart doctor, my cardiologist 20 years ago, he told me that, Johnny, you have to watch out, you know, that symptoms that you
It
have.
induces metabolic syndrome.
Yeah, my metabolic symptoms. So that happened, and I didn't pay attention to it. Anyway, it wasn't really bad. It wasn't out of hand. It was, but it wasn't good either. It wasn't.
What's your advice for people with heart disease and diabetes?
Well, my advice is that, eat right, do exercise, and I believe, the exercise is the main thing. Mine was a little bit, not a little bit, it was a lot genetic because my mother passed away with the heart disease when she was 33 or 34 years old. And my doctor always told me that too. He said, you have a genetically, you inherited this disease. So, but you can control by exercises. They're really, really important, and nutrition, what you eat. Those are the one that contributes. Stress. Stress. That if you got somebody gives you stress, that is a killer
Well,
too.
it all depends on how you internalize stress. So there's some people that get rid of stress right away. Like me, I'm not a high stressed person because I can't take it. So I channel my stress and I get rid of it. So if I have a problem, I have to feel like I'm fixing it or it's on the way to be fixed. I have to do something and get rid of it. So that's the way I handle stress. Yeah.
Laugh as much as you can.
Yeah, enjoy your life, huh?
Yeah, enjoy your life and laugh. Believe me, if you can control, your stress, 50% of your health problem will go away.
True.
I'm very, I get out of hand really fast.
He gets mad real quick, y'all.
Yeah,
He's got a bad temper.
I do, but I control it. It's just stressful.
He dreams about fighting with people. He wakes up, he's kicking at night, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" I wake him up, and he's like, "I'm having a fight."
That's why I get up in the morning. I'm more tired than when I went to sleep, because I think this somebody putting me to work or something while I'm in sleep.
Get
You
all
know,
your stress out in your
yeah.
sleep. All right, so Sunday night, you were on your phone and you saw on Instagram that President of Iran's helicopter had gone down, and they were saying it was a hard landing. They weren't saying that, the helicopter had a crash landing. They were saying it was a hard landing. And I was on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, looking at updates, because you can really see real-time updates if you stay on Twitter. And we were watching all through the night, all through the next day. It took them 12 hours to get to his helicopter to find him. And myself, I said, they are all dead. They're all dead. And what was your feeling? How did you hear about it now?
I saw it on the social media. People,
Instagram?
Instagram, yeah, they put, I'm going to give you all a little bit background about this Raisi that he thought he was the president of Iran. I don't know how many of you remember when Khomeini came to power, he had a guy, he was named Khalkhali. He was a prosecutor and a judge. He ordered and killed lots of high-ranking people. Anybody that was related to Shah of Iran, they execute him and they hang him. And that time, this Raisi, he was one of those guys. He was one of those prosecutors. And he ordered a bunch of people, to death that time. And he became later on, he became a judge, and he just continued to be. He was very, very hardliner, and when he became a president, people didn't vote for him to become a president. He was elected by the supreme power of
Supreme leader?
Supreme leader. He was, appointed, and the next one is going to be like that too. So people didn't choose him to be a president, As a matter of fact, when they had it, it was the lowest amount of people that they went to the to vote, and they didn't. And so he was really not good person, and he didn't have any education to be a president, no knowledge of foreign policy or anything, He was just going strictly with the law. It's not even a Muslim law. It's a law that those Iranian Muslims, Iranian mullahs, they created. It is not, the other Muslim countries, they don't act like this. These are, really, something, I don't know how to explain it, His father-in-law, this president that he died, his father-in-law, it is like a governor or something equal to that in the province of Khorasan, Mashhad, which it is very close to Afghanistan. He is one of the most corrupt person in the face of earth. I am sorry, I have to use this language. He created biggest whorehouse in the holy city of Mashhad, and they advertised to get the girls to go over there. They paid them to go be a prostitute, to go sleep, with the people that they go over there for pilgrimage. I mean, it is awful. And they had some documentary films and everything that me and you, we went and saw it at the movie. Do you remember? Mm-hmm. It was about that city. They turned, the girls from 13 years old and up. They put them over there. They put the price on their sleeping with them and everything. It is, these people, none of them are Iranian. No Iranian, no Persian would do that, to their sisters or to their woman. They have lots of respect for the woman. But these people, Arab people, these are all, I don't even call them human. They are animals, They want to just destroy Iran. And even they publicly announced, somebody asked them, when will you all leave the country? They say, when we completely destroy it, so there is nothing left, that's when we leave. So that's the history of
So
this
we got a
man.
little ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah, that's how that man was.
So let's get back to where the helicopter went down.
Helicopter went by, they went open a dam in Azerbaijan province. They went over there. There was three helicopters.
Are you
Yeah,
familiar with that area?
somehow not. I've been in Azerbaijan, but not in that area. It is very mountainous. It is because the temperature was that time. It was real cold, and when it gets foggy, fog takes it over. They say it was foggy. That we had crashed, but the question people ask, what happened to the other helicopters?
Well,
How come they didn't go? They were supposed to be together. So how come, they didn't react, for their missing or something like that? There was no communication.
well, maybe it was so foggy they couldn't see the other helicopters, couldn't see
But,
each other.
the helicopters, they're supposed to be in communication with each other. All of them. And, some helicopter that was, he had 8 most important people in that helicopter that, crashed. And you would think, that they have, all the equipment, at least, for, communication. They didn't have none of those things. They didn't have nothing, nobody heard anything.
Well,
I mean,
if they were shot down out of the sky, wouldn't the other two helicopters have known it, have heard it?
I don't know what to say, I have no information about that. But something just a couple of hours ago I read, that they say, the city of Karaj, it is close to Tehran, within, 40, 50 kilometer of Tehran, that city. There was a circle that they have always, Iranian flag is flying up. Before they announce that, this president and the people that are dead, they say, they lowered all their flags and they replaced it with the black flags.
Well, they probably were
So
anticipating
no,
announcing.
there was nobody was even knew that if they're real dead. Some people, some of Iranian people, they think that supreme leader had a hand on it. They somehow had, and it is
Why?
not unusual because Iranian's first president Rafsanjani, he was mysteriously got killed too, died. They say he drowned in the swimming pool. And they say, he was a real good swimmer. How could he be drowned in the pool,
see.
So they say, this, I don't know, the truth is going to come out.
Well,
Yeah.
it is true that he was known to be the butcher of Tehran.
Yeah.
And he did have a hand in 1988 of killing thousands of political prisoners,
Yeah, he did kill
up to
everyone.
5,000 people.
Yeah.
He was a hardline cleric, right?
Yeah, he was very
And
hardline.
he was repressing the people, especially women and girls.
Yeah. Even men, it was, he was hard on everybody. He was an awful, awful person, He was, he made Hitler look good,
Well, I saw on TV, I saw a lot of people in the streets of Iran that were crying, and
Those are, the government people,
there was a lot of them.
Yes,
A
there
lot.
is, there is, they cannot come on publicly because they already put a lots of, security guards and everything, make sure people, they don't go out of hand, and they force people. Unfortunately, there is lots of people. Iran got over 80 million population. Out of 80 million, maybe half of them they are against this government, but the other half they are.
They're like here,
Yeah,
half and half.
and they believe in that government, and they believe because they are all brainwashed and they believe on that whatever they feed them, whatever crap they feed them, they believe it,
This
and even though it's not true.
this president was also arresting anybody that demonstrating against the regime, protesting or anything, anyone that wasn't dressed appropriate. The morality police took
Yes.
these girls, women, beat them to death. tortured them, and they killed hundreds of demonstrators, arresting journalists. They're just and then they enforce blackouts. They'll have media blackouts
Yeah.
and social media blackouts.
There is no freedom of media over there. It's all controlled by them, or controlled by them. I just saw a piece in the internet that somebody was trying to interview with the officials, some reporter, and because the way she was asking the questions, they couldn't answer it because it would go against their policy. They were saying, "Oh, we cannot hear you. We have a technical problem." And she was asking the other guy, "Did you hear?" "No, I cannot hear." I say, "If you cannot hear, how the hell do you know what I'm saying?" He just keeps saying, what? And one of them, stupid enough, said, "Well, maybe if you ask a question, so we can hear it and answer it."
If you ask the right question,
If you
right?
ask, what we
Yeah.
want you to ask, yeah.
Yeah.
It is, it's a corrupt government from head to toe. No, even the most extreme government, Islamic government like Saudi Arabia, they don't act not half as what they do. They got their women, they got more freedom. Their people, they got more freedom,
It's hard to believe.
Yeah, it is hard to believe, And these people, no, they tell people, you have to cover your face. But his damn father-in-law in the holy city of Mashhad, he had the biggest whorehouse in the Middle East over there, How do you explain that, If you're against the hijab, but, they have their price list, advertising, if you want a virgin girl, if you want a 20 years, you want a 30 years. How do you explain that,
Also, Iran supports Hamas and Hezbollah.
Iran doesn't. This damn government of Iran, this mullah.
Iran is the government. The government of Iran is Iran.
Iran is people of Iran. None of them support
I didn't say the people
Palestinian.
support. I said the
Okay.
Iran's government.
Yeah, that Republic of Iran, they are supporting it, not people. People, they are completely against it, against, Palestinian, not against they are against the killing the Palestinian, but they are against helping them, helping Hamas, helping, Hezbollah, helping the Houthis, and all those things, they brought us down, to dirt.
And that President Raisi, is that how you say
Raisi, yeah.
Raisi was in line to be the next
Supreme leader.
Yeah.
He was, that's what some people, they think. There were lots of opposition on that. Maybe that's an opposition job, because Khomeini's son is another one that he want to be replaced by the Supreme. Ahmad Khomeini, he's another one. And they say, they don't know, this government is so corrupt and so secretive, nobody.
So it's a twist of fate that the Iranian people were protected from this tyrant.
Yeah.
Really?
They
whoever, if it was God's hand or
it is. It's a karma.
Karma.
It's a karma. There is no question. Again, I read today that all their body was burned, every single one, and that's they visited the hell. They burned in the hell. The hell was right there, and they got it. They got the taste of. Hopefully, they died by torture. They didn't just
that's
go.
Not nice.
Yes, it is. That wasn't
nice.
He killed 5,000.
That's true.
People.
But still.
It wasn't nice. That he hanged 17 years old girl. Nobody. Yesterday I was talking to a friend of ours. He's a criminal defense attorney, and we were discussing that. He said, I cannot believe. They are hanging 15, 16 years old. Kid. Nobody in the whole world they do that. What kind of animal are these,
Well,
that,
today,
they're hanging the kids.
Today, the UN had a vow of silence. They had a moment of silence for the butcher of Tehran. and it was at the request of Russia, China, and Algeria. And the Israel UN ambassador
Walked away. Good.
he wasn't having any part of it at all. He said that was a disgrace. That he was a mass murderer, and he said, "What will the council do next? Are they going to have a moment of silence for to commemorate Hitler?"
Yeah.
That's what he said.
It is China and Russia. They joined, and they say that how I feel sorry. They give condolences because China it got all the islands in the Persian Gulf that they are rich of mineral and everything else. Iranian, this damn government, this guy that he died, he listed to them for 20 years. For 20 years, China is gonna own that part of Iran. And Russia right now, they're giving all the missiles and everything that Russia is shorted. Iranian, this government is supplying them to fight against Ukraine. Of course, they're gonna, go over there and say, hey, we're giving, our condolences. We are sorry. It is not, China and Russia, they are the bloodsucker too. But they are, I give it to them, they are the real good politicians. They know how to play, they know how to manipulate and get whatever they wanted.
So Iran will hold elections within the next 50 days, they say, but in the interim, the vice president is now president, and he's Mohammed Mokhbar.
Yeah.
Mokhbar.
He's another hardliner.
He has a PhD in international law.
He ain't gonna use it. So
he's a very educated man.
He is, is not gonna use it, and they're not gonna let him to use it. And next president, that supreme leader, he picked up who's gonna be the next president. These are all formalities.
I did a little bit of investigation on the vice president, and he was sanctioned by the U.S. in 2021 for violating the rights of dissidents by some of the people of Iran by confiscating their lands.
They did.
He was tasked by the supreme leader to confiscate people that were considered opponents of the regime or people that had been exiled from Iran.
I don't want to name it, but you know who I'm talking. My cousins, that they are in Boston.
They took their land.
Yeah, I don't want to say their name. They were, was a general, very close to the Shah and everything. My dad had to help them, when the revolution happened, to flee the country overnight, to go through the Turkey, Spain, and everything end up here. And they were very, very opposed to the regime. And they were very wealthy, and they confiscate everything that they had, their house, their land, their belonging, everything.
Yeah.
All they had to do, just, him and his kids and his wife, to flee, just save themselves.
Yeah, that's what
his
job was.
Yeah, and that happened to lots of Iranian. It happened.
Yeah, so many fear that his role as president will be used to, just further corrupt the government and punish the regime's enemies and
even right now
continue with the corruption.
Even right now, a few months ago, they passed a law, that whoever had, government go and say, you have, this building, and government wanted, say, hey, this used to belong, to the people from the Shah's time. Even though you bought it, you paid for it, and you bought it from this government, they said, no, it's not good. We'll take it over. And they taking people's property even right now.
Yeah.
They are taking it.
Yeah. The people of Iran have really suffered.
They have suffered. We used to have Iran used to have an enemy to come from outside, like Mongols, or, Khwarezmian. During the history, if you all read the history of all Alexander the Great, they attacked Iran, but the Iranians survived. But this time, the enemy is within. Enemy is from the inside. It's not a foreign enemy. Enemy is from Iran. And when we do some research, We see none of these leaders that they are over there right now. They were born in Iran. They were born in Iraq or some other countries, Yemen or Lebanon or some like that. They just changed, their thing. They put, their real birth certificate on the internet. They say, these people, that's, like even Khomeini. Khomeini was born in Najaf, which is Iran, and his parents, they were Indian. They were from India. None of them was Iranian. And he became, most powerful person in Iran.
Well, as long as he was born in Iran, he was Iran.
No, he wasn't born in Iran, Khomeini.
Oh, I thought you said he was born in Iran.
No,
but
no,
his parents
Khomeini
weren't.
was born in Najaf, and his parents, they were born in India. They were Indian. Okay, they were Indian. You Google it, you'll see all of them.
So the last time that you lived in Iran, you lived in the time of the Shah.
Yeah, I came
That was
here almost 3 years before Iran Revolution. We had all the freedom, we had all the security. You wouldn't be afraid,
This generation that they've never known
They
any
don't
freedom.
know. They just, like a history. We read the history that, Abraham Lincoln, they're reading history about the Shah.
So
They
living
don't
in
know.
the Shah time was a lot like living here in the United States. It was
It
open
was,
and free.
put it as no offense, but when I came to United States, that time, in 1976, I came United States, I was shocked. I said, man, I thought United States, it's going to be, because Tehran was, one of the most beautiful cities.
Well, you were living in a big city.
I was,
in
living
Tehran.
in capital. And I came here and
But you came to a really small city in Arkansas.
Arkansas. I was saying, what the hell did I do? I want to go back.
He went to, sorry if anybody's living over there in, what was it, Arkadelphia?
Yeah, I went to school, some university over there.
He went from Tehran to Arkadelphia and
Yeah.
said, what the hell?
I said, what the hell did I do?
He was a little country bumpkin.
And I was real depressed for a while. I really was depressed. I want to go back, and my friend, that he talked me into coming here, he said, Johnny, you get used to it, wait, And
then you bought a Firebird and you felt better.
Yeah, and then I bought a brand new
brand
Firebird for $5,500.
$5,500. It was bright orange
Yeah.
with white bucket seats.
I moved.
I rode in that a few times before.
2 years
we got
after that, I moved to Houston. And it was a little bit. Still wasn't competing with Tehran.
Yeah.
Tehran was a huge, beautiful city. It is right now too. It is a huge city. It's one of the second biggest city in the whole Middle East. But it's just the government is bad.
Yeah.
If they open the border to Iran, believe me, all these countries like Turkey.
Do they have
Greece,
a lot of visitors in
they
Tehran?
do have from Europe, but since there is a restriction, people they don't feel free. That's what countries like Turkey or some other countries, they don't want, or Dubai even, they don't want Iran to be open border, because Iran is a really beautiful country.
Well, I remember when, of course, that was many years ago, that when we were visiting Iran, we were on the airplane, and when we got into like Iranian airspace, everybody started covering.
Yeah.
Everybody started changing their clothes and covering up and everything.
I mean, Iran is one of the oldest country in the whole world, and got lots of history. You cannot compare it, Of course, Turkey is very old too, but not as old as Iran, Not that there is lots of beautiful places, in Iran to visit naturally, nature or historical places, It is lots of.
Iran was an
unfortunately-
open society, open free society, and they got set back like hundreds of years back.
Oh, more than that, thousands of years back.
Well, I just hope United States isn't heading in that direction too.
I hope something happens, and I don't think anything is going to happen anytime soon
In Iran?
in Iran, not in my lifetime. I don't think
We've
so.
been waiting and waiting.
Yeah, nothing is gonna happen.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. And if you like my videos,
If you all have any question,
subscribe.
shoot. Be more than glad to answer.
Share, click the like.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah, if you have any questions, let us know, and maybe he'll come back on and do another one.
Yeah,
okay?
I'll be more than glad.
If we get enough questions that he can sit here and answer and talk, we'll come back on. Maybe we'll do a live one day.
Yeah,
We'll get real brave.
I want to show you all that I'm a very patriotic. I love my country and I love United States. United States is my country too. Iran is my birthplace.
Yes.
Iran is my birthplace, and I will never, can forget that one, because I was over there till I was 25 years old. All my fibers and memories was built over there. In order, sometimes people, they say, are you Iraqis, I would get real pissed. And I went, I hope, I don't know, if you all know this symbol. This is symbol of Iran, Persian, Ahura Mazda. It is only Iranian know what is it. So I went, when I turned 60, I went and put that one over there. So say, I am Persian. I'm not Iraqi.
That was when you were 60?
I think so.
Wow.
60 or 65, something like
Maybe
that.
65.
Maybe.
Hasn't been 14 years.
Yeah,
He looks good though, y'all, doesn't he? He looks really good. He's doing well. He looks handsome. He looks healthy. I'm so happy.
I'll be 74 next month.
Yep. Looking good.
In exactly 1 month, I'll be 74.
I'll just have to keep the carbs away from him.
That's a disaster.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Bye for now. Take
Well,
care.
have a great evening.
Do something kind for somebody. It'll always come back to you.